Hello, all my sweet children, and welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the greatest show that you've ever heard in your life. We're the show that brings you the odd and crazy news from all over the planet. The place to go when you want to relax. That's right, chill, to throw your martinis in the air like you just don't care. Roll over into a pool and drown yourself in the weird news and the wonder that we've got. But you don't drown, because it's like that movie The Abyss, where your lungs are totally accustomed to the weird news, and they're like, don't forget that you once breathed liquid, and they're totally wrong, but you believe it so that it matters. Hi, everyone. It's been a long week. Welcome to the show. I'm Steven, joined by the wonderful Ashley.
Look, I made
a Molotov cocktail?
Molotov cocktail. Yeah!
It's almost like we've been doing a show together for like 15 years or something. You finish each other's sentences.
Steven, do you ever have an itch like on your butt cheek, but it's not really your butt cheek, it's like butt cheek adjacent, and you're like, I would like to itch that, but people are gonna think I'm scratching my anus.
You know what my dad used to do whenever he got a butt itch? He would go, like, if we were at a restaurant or something, or waiting outside at a restaurant, he would find a bench, and he would go lean up against the corner of the bench and kind of just bebop side to side. And so one day we're standing outside Applebee's or wherever it was, and my dad's just like leaned up against this bench, and me and my mom are standing like closer to the door. I don't know why. He wandered off to smoke or something. And I was like, what is he doing over there? She goes, he's scratching his butt. I was like, no, he's not. She's like, nope, I bet he's scratching his butt on that bench over there. And my dad comes wandering over. He's like, what were you doing over there? He's like, I scratched my butt. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. My mom's known him for much longer than me, so she got it. She understood.
Butt scratch all.
Yeah. Do you have any covert butt scratch methods? Like, do you know how to do it if you need to?
I just like, if I have a scratch that's in an inopportune area, I just don't do it. Like that time I was at your parents' house and my butt itched because fire ants were biting me, and I'm just like, that's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
When was that? When were you at my parents' and fire ants? I vaguely remember this.
Brad and I went down because he was applying for a job down there or something, and we drove down and we went and visited like everybody. We just did the Tallahassee tour.
Yeah.
And we went and just sat and got my anus eaten up by ants.
I feel like if the worst situation would be anus ants and the day after hot wings. The day after hot wing night with anus ants would be like, dear God.
Please, somebody make that the show title. That's it. There's just one show title to vote on. Anus ants was my tool cover band.
If there were anus, yeah, the quote bot's broken, Sub. I promise, it's on my list of to-dos.
Just give it to Snub, he'll fix it.
He might actually fix it. I should give it to someone who knows what they're doing. I'm
Well, you know what you're doing. You just don't have time.
So much work all the time. So much code, so much hacking, so much just want to sit and play video games. Sometimes in the evening, you guys. I don't want to hack on it right now. I'll find some time. We'll find some time somewhere else. But no, so it's been a week. It's been a week since we've chatted.
You seem desperately in need of some vodka, a nap, and maybe a day to play Red Dead.
Red Dead. I could take a nap. I've been out of Kahlua and vodka for 2 weeks now.
That's the problem.
I'm 2 weeks sober off the Kahlua and vodka. So I need to go to the ABC store, but I can't seem to break away. What just happened? What is your face? Did he get pooped on?
So Jacob runs up to the glass window and slams his hands up against it. And I'm like, oh God, the zombies have attacked, and I don't have my go bag, and there's no gun out here, and the machete's in the laundry room. Like, shit. Welcome to my brain. And I see he's got a baggie, and I'm like, what is that? And then I see his face, and he's upset. And I realize he's upset because I ate all the fun-sized peanut M&Ms, and I left him all the shitty non-peanut M&Ms that my mom brought over.
I love non-peanut M&Ms. You can let me have them. Ooh, ooh,
I
ooh,
will.
ooh, 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 smashy, smashy, smashy. I was watching the Facebook today because it's what I do sometimes, and I found
Scroll. La, la, la,
I
la, la,
got.
la. Okay.
Oh, okay. So, do you want to go? How far into controversy tunnel do you want to go? How far
I would
down?
love to, because F everybody right
Do you
now.
want to? Do you want to drive your car through country? Okay, so we're not gonna. I'm not even gonna attempt to navigate this minefield because I'm pretty sure everybody here would agree with me. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't care. It's the internet. Everybody's entitled to whatever they want to think. So
These
there's
are the
a
people that we'd have a compound with. It's
these
cool.
I know. So there's an argument in the Facebook group, the dad's Facebook group, which to be listen, the dad's Facebook group is barely a dad's Facebook group. It's mostly we all miss the fraternity time at college and would like to stare at boobs Facebook group. It's you think you're gonna join a group of dads and it'd be like, let's all lift each other up on the struggle of dadhood, and you get in there and it's like it says tattoos, titties, and beer, and that's like, and that's a picture of a
I
girl
thought
with
men
tattoos.
didn't want to marry tattoos, titties, or beard.
That's apparently they all do, and then they all discuss whether it's nice to look at or not. I'm like, y'all are married dads. Why are we doing this? Have some integrity. Anyway, I get frustrated with them, so I trolled them the other day, and that was one thing. But today they announced the Washington football team, which is what the Washington Redskins will go by, the Washington football team, for a season, because
Okay.
evidently they weren't aware they would ever have to change the name, despite having a name that should definitely have been changed. So they weren't ready, so they just called it the Washington football team. So I get in there, and I'm like, how is this even real life? Like, the whole team should have known, like, they should have had a backup plan of some kind because they had a glaringly racist name. Right? I said
Yeah, at some point
glaringly
that was gonna be
racist,
bad.
expecting that Redskins racism kind of go hand in hand because it's real jacked up to me. So the comment that I get back is, I don't understand why you think it's racist. Most of they polled Native Americans, and many of them believe it's prideful. So now I've got, and then I go, okay, so then I go, this guy's an idiot. Like, he has to be an idiot. So I go to the Google.
Old many Native Americans.
Yeah,
They
so
think it's prideful.
I go to the Google, and if you search Native American approval of Redskins name, you get a Washington Post article from 2016 when they supposedly polled people who they use the word identify as Native American, that they mostly are prideful. And the runner-up names was indifferent. They didn't really care one way or the other. Honored. Like, like there were a few that was like mildly bothered by it. And I'm like, is this guy right? Are we all just a bunch of white people picking up a baton?
Social justice warriors, Steven.
Right? So I need help because I don't know if we've stumbled across like white people trying to fix problems that don't exist just to be like on the right side of history, or did the problems actually exist and people don't care, and what does that mean? Anyway, I was shocked. I was shocked that the dad's group that I was attempting to troll came at me with what seemed to be an opinion steeped in some sort of fact. And I don't know what to do with that now. I'm conflicted. I'm broken as a human.
So Ace actually kind of touched on what I was going to mention. So if you are an indigenous person, you can get a card that identifies you, with your tribe. And I feel
Yeah.
like unless you've gone through that, then you probably don't care enough about your heritage, or are not connected enough with that heritage to have a say. I mean, I make jokes all the time about being Cherokee. Like, genetically, I'm Cherokee, but I have when my grandmother died, like, that was it. Like,
Yeah. Zip, zap, zoom.
I got nothing. My family, like, on her side, super looks Cherokee, but like nobody has any affiliation with a tribe, and like culturally, we're completely white rednecks. Well, we're white hillbillies from West Virginia,
y'all
right?
aren't really red. Your mom may say we was, but that's about as deep into the sticks as you really go.
So to identify as something. Like someone could ask me, like, do you identify as Cherokee? I'm like, yeah, part of me does. However, culturally, no. Super duper white chick, right?
Yeah.
Also, there are people whose professions are to scrub the internet of things when you go searching and make other things appear higher. So I would say before you go, oh, this one article polled people who identified as indigenous, I don't know. But if it doesn't bother 90% of the indigenous people, they're just like, we don't give a flying shit. Give us our freaking land back, and then we can talk football.
Yeah.
Maybe that it's not an issue. But I don't
I
have an answer, and I'm just talking to stall until I come up with something.
Well, so and we don't need an answer. There's no solid answer. We are two middle class white people on the internet trying to work out the problems of culture. But that's one thing I was considering responding. I don't think I'm going to respond at all. But what I was thinking about was, well, maybe it's not. Maybe racist is the wrong word. Maybe culturally insensitive.
It's yeah,
Like that feels
it's not
like
great.
it's not right. Like they're on the face of it, Redskins. Like no, like
That's like saying like yellow fever, but talking about like someone who likes Asians.
yeah. I just
You know?
cannot figure it out. So I'm like, okay, well, he defended it. You cited something, and I've been struggling with it for this evening, and I'm trying not to like to know you're right because the name's kind of jacked. I mean, no matter how you spin it, it's pretty jacked up. Washington football team feels far safer, even though it's stupid. It feels far safer.
I feel like that's more futuristic.
Yeah. Yes. Ooh, yes. Yes. Washington football.
Yes.
We are the Washington football. Yes. It's very generic.
Washington Secret Police.
Oh, yes. Washington Gestapo. Uh
We're all gonna die.
No, we're not. We're not gonna die. We're gonna be okay. We will get through it.
Do you think it's gonna get better? Like, do you act like if you sit down and you think about it, do you go, everything will return to happy normal, or you're like,
Oh no, we are forever changed. No, whatever you thought normal was, that's not coming back. But
right?
it'll be replaced by something that is not the worst thing. I still believe in the resiliency of what we stand for as a people. What I hope to,
Getting our damn haircut no matter the pandemic or not, Steven.
Actually, the all gas no brakes people find the problem and they suss it out and they show it to us, and I don't know how to forget it. But I tell you what, Super Saiyan God's got it right. There's the most punk rock answer you could come up with. Normality is a lie made up by the government. Nothing is ever normal. I think that's on the nose.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty freaking accurate. Thank you, Super Saiyan God. Normal's what you're told to be, and anything outside of that is something else. It's a crazy town. You know what I mean?
How about a feeling of comfort that you're not going to get disappeared, a
Okay.
disease that we don't know the lasting long-term effects of, or shamed for wearing or not wearing a mask.
We will. I promise you. 5 years from now, if we're still here, we're not raptured, blown up, apocalypse to death, or the Armageddon doesn't finally come and just wipe us out. If we don't decide just to go ahead and detonate the nuclear stockpile because we ain't got nothing better to do.
I'm bored.
We'll come back. We'll think about that and be like, dang, you remember 2020? We thought that was jacked because 4 years ago we thought 2016 was like the worst year ever. We were like, 2016 sucks balls. Right? You don't even remember why you were bothered by it. I think just every celebrity you care about died that year. I think
Was that when Snape died?
Probably. I don't know. 2016 took everybody, and we're like, this year is jacked. I don't really remember. I just remember November was really when the final nail in the coffin of 2016 occurred, and I couldn't sleep and worried about it for a week. Turns out all those worries were justified. But didn't change anything. Did my worry change anything, Smash? Did it modify the state of today? No. That's why I say stop worrying. Just show up at the ballot box when you can, and everything would just there. That's what you do. That's what you do. But this show isn't a political show, Ashley. What is this show about? What do we talk about? Whatever's on our mind.
Squirrels. And
Stickers.
ferrets.
We talk about stickers.
Those
I
are
have
cool.
them.
Oh, those are fat sticker stacks. Fat sticker stacks. Say that. Say it.
Fat
say
sticker
it.
stacks.
Yes.
Fat
Say it
sticker.
out loud, everyone. It feels good.
Everyone say it. Fat sticker stacks. Alan Rickman
Wait.
died. Alan Rickman is what did it. The 14th of January, 2016 was Alan Rickman. So yeah, that was when everything went south. Hans Gruber fell from Nakatomi Plaza for the last time. And we're done now. But yeah, you guys, we got stickers. If you want some, I'm going to figure out how to best distribute them. They're going to our patrons first, patreon.com/2dorks. Anybody who Patreon is going to get some stickers because dagnabbit, we love them and they are good people. It's not a tier. It's just a thank you for being with us for as long as you've been with us.
I'll lick them all so you can get whatever germs that I have.
Ashley, we'll be sending you COVID on the stickers, so be careful.
I haven't left my house in 6 months, Steven.
Have you really?
no
You haven't
COVID.
been out anywhere, have? Well, no, you went somewhere.
Oh my god. So a dude on a Segway came to my house yesterday, knocked, and then walked back down the stairs, right? And I'm
Murder.
like, people? What do you want, people? And first I got annoyed. I'm like, don't go door to door during COVID. And I open the door and it's like the 6'6" dude on a Segway. And I'm like, what she got there? That's a fun toy. What's your name? How you doing? How are things? I talked to him for like 20 freaking minutes. 20 minutes. He's an exterminator. I'm like, you're the first non-family member that I have seen in 6 months. How, and then he came back at 5 and we talked more.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Like, please hang out at my house, Segway man. He's like, I'll be back in 3 months. I'm like, I look forward to it.
I look forward to your visits.
Okay.
Please ride back to my house. I miss you.
Yeah.
I would like
anyway,
to talk
please,
to human.
please talk about your fat. What is that thing behind you that looks kind of like an angel? It's like a
that
box.
thing? It looks like it from the. Oh, it looks like a hamster, like over a clock radio.
What is that?
It's the box Sam's Guardian toy came in.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
He's-
Sorry. I saw that and I'm like, was is das?
Listen, I would have my background more pleasant for you. I'm real sorry that it's a bit cluttered today. But I'm playing the role of Atlas right now because Stephanie hasn't been able to move for a week. Because
I'm
her
gonna come
back
take
is.
her to the chiropractor and let them snap her back in half.
I massaged her lower back, so details, but I massaged her
did.
lower back last night because she was so knotted up she hasn't been able to move, and I was like, "What? Let me do this." Like you could feel it just like the muscles just rolling over it. Her lower back is so jacked up, so jacked up. I was like, "What
That's
is
how
that?"
mine
She's like,
was
"That
until
hurt."
they fixed it.
Yeah, I think where she's got that broken knee, she favors one side too, which makes like her entire body lopsided. In terms of like how she walks and how she holds herself, because her right knee was blown into pieces and put back together during the great zombie apocalypse of 2015. I don't know if you remember that, but she got hit with some shotguns shell shrapnel.
Yeah, that was bad.
Right in the kneecap. Took her out.
A shatter cap.
Yeah, she was leaned up against the back of a Toyota Tacoma for like 3 days with nothing but a pistol in her dreams. We found her just buried under a pile of dead zombies, and we were like, "What is going on?" And she was like, "Glad you could get here." Something
Good.
witty.
Glad you could
Glad
make it.
you could make it. Factoid of the week. One honeybee has to fly about 90,000 miles, 3 times around the globe, and gather nectar from 2 million flowers to make 1 pound of honey. and we sell that junk like it's going out of style. That's
There's
like
such a thing where they dilute it, though.
they dilute the honey.
So, okay,
No savages.
you can. They take honey, and because it's so hard to get honey, especially because we're killing all the effing bees, all our pollinators. If you get honey from overseas, a lot of times it's been adulterated. But what they would do is we found out like that honey had been adulterated with like Cairo corn syrup and crap because they're just like, oh, it's sticky and sweet, blah blah blah,
Nah.
honey. Yeah, TV Travis, buy local. If at all possible, buy your next door neighbor's honey. It's gonna be more expensive. You're not gonna use as much because it's pure sugar, but it's gonna help you with allergies and everything. Anyway, so they found out, they're like, oh, they're onto us. So they would start shipping them through other countries that hadn't been flagged for adulterating honey. So there's still like adulterated honey on the market. So literally the best thing you could do is to buy local. Or
That-
at least like even state local.
Yeah, and there are people that sell honey by the barrel in your state. You know, like when I lived in Florida, my former boss, she had her husband sold honey in the summertime, spring and summertime, because he knew a honey guy, a beekeeper, who could fill a barrel, and he would buy a barrel of honey, and then he would distribute it in smaller bottles of honey. It made some pretty decent secondhand cash from the summertime. He would just be like, as in, like, not secondhand cash.
No,
what do
I
you
got
call
it. I just thought it was funny.
Side hustle money. Worked a main job,
so
but
we've
then would
got
sell some honey.
Adulterating honey with
Yeah.
secondhand cash. This story's getting
This is getting
like,
really
pretty. What was
intense.
the factoid?
That bees fly 90,000 miles to make a pound of honey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You know, you were mentioning the circumventing trade route business to get your adulterated honey into an unadulterated honey country, or whatever
Right.
you were saying. They weren't
Yes,
flagged.
that.
So, fun fact, Marvel, if you're not aware of X-Men, X-Men is a comic about mutants. One of the main through lines of the X-Men is that X-Men want to be identified as people. And the U.S. government wants to say that mutants are not people. They are something else entirely. Well, Marvel, in its infinite wisdom, when they were shipping X-Men toys from China, they were being flagged as human-like dolls. And Marvel was like, no, these aren't human dolls. These are like animal creatures, mutant action figure or something. They had like some other name that they could classify it under, and successfully argued in the courts that the mutants were not humanoid or not human-like. They were this other classification that allowed them to skirt the tariff and pay lower import tax on their mutant action figures, which upset lots of fans who were real bothered that Marvel would fight for the bad guys. That made
The
me
irony
laugh.
of that is fantastic.
I laughed for like 10 minutes. Like, Stephanie, Marvel doesn't even believe mutants are human.
Well, their pocketbook doesn't, at least.
Yeah, that is very true. Speaking of, we may never see another Marvel movie if this whole theater thing keeps up. I don't know what we're going to do. But what I do know is Bill and Ted Face the Music is going to be out on September 1st, and I'm going to be able to watch it because they're like, F theaters, we ain't going to make money there anyway. Put it on demand. And I was right.
Do you think they're gonna do it with Bond, or do you think they're just gonna hold
No.
out? Because I know they bumped up the release date for theaters.
Jacob and I talked about this last night on Staring at Goats, Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. We talked
Did
about it.
you?
Yeah, we talked about it last night. And what I told him was that they'll absolutely hold off James Bond. The same way they're holding off Tenet, and the same way they've officially announced that Mulan is being delayed indefinitely.
Let's get down to business.
Yeah.
So they fit the
The
house.
Huns. I knew you wouldn't be able to stop. What did you send me, daughters, when I asked
When I asked
for
for
sons?
sons.
You're the sorriest bunch I've ever met. So pack up,
Pick
go
up
home, you
your
through.
legs, you're through.
How did I make a man out of you?
Flush, we missed you too.
We did. What? So yeah, so that's definite. Like I was telling Jacob, if it's a tentpole film, like a tentpole, like Marvel, Mulan, James Bond, it holds up a weekend in the box office. That's getting delayed until theaters can open because they will open. But Bill and Ted's like at middle tier where you're like, I could go see it in the theater, or I could wait till it's on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. I would go see it in the theater because I really freaking love Bill and Ted, and I love its silly positivity, and it's wonderful. But at the same time, I think they're bound to make as much, if not more, money releasing to on demand.
So I can't watch either way because it's not like I can go to the theater because I have an infant, and it's not like I can sit. Well, I did get through. So we watched all of the Harry Potters, like
Oh,
from soup to nuts, because it's on HBO Max right now. It took us weeks.
yeah. Harry Potter
Because
Soup was my favorite one, by the way. Harry Potter and the Mystical Soup. But the ending, Harry Potter and the nuts.
Oh my god!
That one was different.
Subject also, I want to acknowledge the joke that you made about a hydrogen bond, and I also, because of that, you're gonna have to wait another 10 hours to get that bug. You can't feed him though, Sub.
Can't feed
Have
what?
boobs.
Oh,
Baby.
oh yeah. No, that's not yet. But one day, those mashed up peas, they'll be your jam. I don't know, what were we talking? Harry Potter. You talking about movies? You said it took a long time to watch Harry Potter, and then
Yeah, so it's not like I can go like rent a movie for $20 and actually get it watched inside a night anyway. So
yeah. We have to split. We have to do two halves now because Sam goes to bed a little later where it's summertime. So we have to by the time we get to sit down, it's 8:45, 9.
Yeah.
And I can't stay up till 11 watching a 2-hour movie. What do I look like, a 15-year-old? I got to go to bed.
Well, no, because so what time does Sam, like, when did children start sleeping past 6? Like, just when they hit puberty? Like, am I screwed until puberty?
Yeah, pretty much. No, I mean, well, maybe. No, I think I slept till 8:39 when I was like 7 or 8. They wake up early for a while. You're kind of stuck for a little while. And when I remember specifically when I was like 3rd grade, 4th grade, I was waking up at 6:30 in the morning on school days, so I could watch Bobby's World and eat cereal before school.
Stephanie and I would wake up early to play Zelda. Like, I will wake up early if there's something super exciting, like Busch Gardens, which, I'm never going to get to see again, or a
No.
new Zelda, which I'm never going to get to freaking ever play again.
Yeah.
My life is over, Steven.
Yes, it is, for a time. But I'm not going to cheer you up because you're right. Your life is over.
It's not the baby. It's the freaking pandemic.
Well, it's a little the baby.
Hey, B-hyphen.
You're like, B-hyphen, yes. Go find B-hyphen's music, you people. He's amazing. But yeah, your baby is going to make your life over to some degree until you finally mentally adjust to that life is just different and you have to do things differently. And then you can kind of get back to like the magical part, but it takes a long time to get there. That's an evolution. You have to go from being a Bulbasaur to being a what do they call the Bulbasaur when it becomes its next? What's the next one? How about we do Charmander to Charizard?
There we go.
There you go. That's an evolution, I know. You got to go from your Charizard.
Ivysaur, Venus. No, who's? I thought Bulbasaur went to War Tortoise.
No, that's Squirtle. Squirtle goes to.
Oh God, yeah, right. You said okay. I saw Squirtle in my head, and I'm like, nope, you're wrong.
Charmander, Charmeleon, and then Charizard. Speaking of freaking Pokemon, we're playing Zelda yesterday with Sam, or Stephanie's playing Zelda, and she's running around doing stuff, and they find this big thing, and I'm in the kitchen making lunch. So I'm like, what did you find? Stephanie's like, I can't remember what it's called. I was like, is it a Snorlax? And she goes, yeah, Snorlax. And Sam goes, it's not a Snorlax. This isn't Pokemon.
You're welcome.
I was so proud. My 5-year-old corrected us. It's like, well, this isn't Pokemon. What's wrong with you? He doesn't even play Pokemon. I don't know how he knows what a Snorlax is.
You
did that?
We watched Pokemon together, and we went through all the Pokemons, and it was awesome, and I'm glad that it stuck.
It stuck. He doesn't forget anything. It's horrifying.
No, this was weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't forget
So
anything. All right, world news. 1.5 million. Kelly says he listens. That's false. That's completely false. I know for a fact.
He absorbs.
He does not listen. He just hears
absorbs.
things. He hears.
Yes.
He doesn't listen, or I wouldn't have to try to beg him to get in bed. This is routine. We have put you in bed 350 times. You've got to know what the next step is after brush teeth. After brush teeth, what do? He'll be like, I don't know. Like, oh my God.
Boring, and he doesn't want to do it.
Yes, he did say he obeys. Nice. $1.5 million house offered as a prize in a $2.55 raffle. I'm glad.
55.
Hey, Jacob, thanks for giving me that story, because Ashley would have been like, 1.5 million, 2.55 million. And it would have confused everybody. The owner,
Yes.
math is stupid, by the way, and I hate it.
$2.55, yes.
The owner of a house in England valued at more than $1.5 million. It sounds like the owner is valued at $1.5 million. I'll get through this. Is offering it at the prize of a raffle to benefit a pair of hospice charities, and tickets only cost $2.55 each. Peter Pierce said his dream home prize draw raffle is offering the West Sussex home known as Painter's Keep, with proceeds from ticket sales being donated to St. Barnabas House, the hospice that cared for his late father, and Chestnut Tree House, a hospice charity that cares for children with life-shortening conditions. Pierce said the raffle was inspired by an emergency appeal for donations St. Barnabas House issued in the wake of COVID-19. Pierce said he's owned the house for about 20 years, and major renovations were completed in 2018. Aspiring homeowners can enter the raffle at the contest website. You just go to dreamhomeprizedraw.com. Is that real?
Dude, the house is so cute.
Hey, it's adorable. It looks like the house at the end of National Treasure. Except it's got like a tower.
It's the cutest. It's even got. I want Jacob. I want to buy a ticket, and I want to go live here.
Can you do that if it's British? Is it open to Britishes or to America? I mean, nothing's open to America right now, but
Is it open to Britishes?
is there? Do we have to be a UK resident? No, but there's some countries from which we cannot accept entries. Probably freaking US because we're infected. Look at all these.
I'm gonna punch everybody in the face because I can't get this house.
I will fly around the country and punch everyone.
Mainly just to the Washington football teams. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong Washington.
Football team.
Stupid. America's so stupid. Freaking 2 ass Washingtons. You get one Washington. There's already a Washington.
I swear to you, it wasn't until like 3 or 4 years ago that I found out that the Washington Redskins were Washington, D.C. I had no idea. I thought
they are? So
Yeah.
I was right?
Yeah, they're from D.C. They're not from Washington State. I didn't even know D.C. was...
I was right the first time. I could have just wrote that.
Why does D.C. have a football team? It's like a 10 by 10 spot in America. 10 by 10 mile square, and they get a football team. The Baltimore Ravens are like 6 feet from there. Like that. Why? There's not even the stadium for the Redskins isn't even in Washington D.C.
We have all four major sports.
But they
so
don't.
Why
They
don't
don't even
just
have.
call it the District of Columbia?
They don't have representation, but they have 4 major league sports teams. What is going on? Why?
Money. Why would you name two things the same thing?
I don't know, because Washington State was like the last state they could name. No, surely they filled in the middle before they filled in the west before they filled in the middle, right? I don't know how America works.
There's a bill to shrink the federal area to a few blocks and make the rest of DC the 51st state.
That's stupid. Make Puerto Rico a state before you bother with
right,
DC.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, let's finally
Just like the size of DC doesn't affect like.
No, I mean, the population of DC is dense. There's more people in DC than there is in Wyoming. But it wasn't really meant to be a residential zone anyway. It was meant to be the seat of government where you go and you do your thing. You go to Capitol Hill or whatever, and I'm sure someone will correct me in minutes if that's inaccurate because I love them. But you should get Puerto Rico a state before you bother with Washington, D.C. We've treated them like just like random. Do we have to support them? Well, we did. They are a territory.
Someone get Steven vodka. Someone get him. He needs.
I don't need
I want
vodka.
to drink tonight. Can I drink tonight and then just go to bed?
It depends. Do you want your child to drink tonight, or do you want them to wait till they're 21?
So, okay, this is one thing that I did find out while pregnant that kind of blew my mind. So there are things that you can do while pregnant that, or while breastfeeding that has zero effect on the child. Like you can drink coffee. You just have to drink as much. You have to double the amount of water. So like if I have a cup of coffee, I just drink 16 ounces of water, right? Like, and it goes to your breast milk. But it's not like your baby is not drinking that much caffeine in your breast milk like immediately after, right? You can have wine. You can have a drink. I mean, you can't go pound a liter of schnapps because that'll cause everybody issues, right? Like
Right.
if you drunk, the baby might go, you know?
Yeah.
But you can, and like, so when pregnant, and you can drink while you're pregnant, you can have a glass of wine while you're pregnant. But apparently, what happened was they targeted like lower rung women because they were thinking, well, if we say that women can drink while they're pregnant, then these uneducated people from different classes will go out and get drunk. I mean, that may be the case for some people, but if they're going to do that, they're going to do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
So they just like, that's why when you go say, well, I'll have a glass of wine and you're pregnant, people like freak the crap out. But it's false medical advice. It was given because they were trying to block women from having a glass of wine because they thought they wouldn't be able to stop those gluttonous cows. Anyway,
I've learned
super annoying
so much from you learning so much about pregnant people. Like it's kind of amazing. Can women smoke while pregnant? Is that a thing you can do?
So that actually, smoking instantaneously causes issues and circulation restrictions. So that's not great because your baby's completely dependent on your circulatory system. So
West Virginia doctor told a friend of my mom's that she could smoke every once in a while. And it wasn't that big of a deal. So when I saw her pregnant smoking, I was like, she's pregnant. Why is she smoking? Well, the doctor said she could. And then now that I'm older and I know how easily West Virginia doctors enjoy killing people,
yes.
I now understand that was just bad information. And in the end, it was just rural doctor information. It was bad, and I'm glad I was born in Alabama, which doesn't sound like it would be much better, but I feel like it was.
Chibi's Travis can or should, yeah.
Yeah.
But smoking not so much because it does like the blood oxygen isn't going to be great for the baby. Drinking, however, like if you have a glass of wine with your steak while you're out and you're pregnant, as long as your steak's cooked past rare.
Yeah.
Literally like zero effect. Now, if you have the bottle of wine, the baby may be like, okay, let's not do that again.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. If you're pregnant, go have a blast. Get super duper drunk. It's gonna be great. You're gonna have a great time. Party down. It's gonna be fun. Small town news. That'll be like the one clip that some dumb pregnant person hears.
Go drinking, like, smoking. Yeah.
I heard on the internet this happened. What?
There was even for a while they were telling pregnant women not to have sex because it would cause a miscarriage. Like that is only true if you're a high risk pregnancy for brain. But like especially in your later term, you just get all these semen injections because it releases prostaglandins that ripens your cervix. So you want to have the sexy time as long as like,
that's amazing.
Semen being shot up in there.
What? Yeah, if you're I mean, hey, if you're already pregnant, what the risk is? You can't get double pregnant. I don't think you can double pregnant. That'd be weird. I don't think it's possible. No.
Now I'm curious.
I had a thought before I started talking about double pregnancy. No, I don't know what it is.
Was it alcohol?
No.
Was it smoking? Was it West Virginia?
No, it was a pregnant thing. I don't know. Never mind. It's not important
Oh
anymore.
no!
It's
That's
gone.
gonna bug me. Think about it while I read the story. Like,
Okay,
follow the bunny trail.
I can't think about that while you're telling me stories.
Why not?
Because my brain doesn't work that way.
New York man fakes death to avoid jail, but Typo gives him away.
What? Sorry, you read that
thought
like
not.
Devender's long lost cousin. I didn't know what you said.
New York man fakes his death to avoid jail, but Typo gives him away. A Long Island criminal defendant tried faking his death to avoid jail sentence, but the phony death certificate his lawyer submitted had a glaring spelling error that made it a dead giveaway for fraud. I wonder if the lawyer did it on purpose.
Like, I don't know how it benefits him.
I don't know. Robert Berger, 25, of Huntington, New York, now faces up to 4 years in prison if convicted in the alleged scheme. That's in addition to pending sentences for earlier guilty pleas to charges of possession of a stolen Lexus. Driving in Lexuses.
Driving in Lexuses. You don't know what sex it is.
And attempted grand larceny of a truck. Punishment prosecutors say he was looking to avoid. Scheduled to be sentenced to a year in jail last October on the theft-related charges, Berger fled the state while taking steps to convince his then lawyer, prosecutors, and the judge that he had killed himself, including allegedly using his fiancée to pass along a bogus death certificate. At first glance, Berger's purported death certificate looked like an official document issued by the New Jersey Department of Health. New Jersey. Adam lives there.
New Jersey.
Vital statistics and registry, but there was one big problem. Registry was spelled Regsitry. Prosecutors say.
Registry.
Registry. That's underlined in my Google Doc, so I should underline whatever.
Red squiggle.
There were also inconsistencies in the font type and size that raised suspicions. Look, if you're going to go through that much trouble, dear Jesus.
Actually, it's written in magazine clipping, like death certificate, New Jersey. So it looks like a ransom note from a 1990s movie.
Totally. Oh! Certificate of death. It does. Titus. Wait, where does it say? Where does it say registry?
Oh,
manner of death, suicide. Cause of death, suffocation. Damn, dude.
That's what happens when you do the rope thing. That thing looks legit.
I don't just like if you gonna do it right. Like,
where's the typo?
Kill yourself. Down at the bottom, issued by blah blah vital statistics and registry.
What? That's spelled correctly. Office of Vital Statistics and Registry. State Registry.
SITRY.
SITRY. Nice.
No, not under the signature. Where it says issued by.
Oh, issued by. Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. This is a pretty quality forgery, though. This this forgery is pretty strong. It's hard for me to tell.
Steven obviously was the one who cooked it for him. Registry. This forgery is the registry.
How many white Russians
my one
did
glass
you
of
have?
wine while pregnant.
Forgery. This is a quality forgery, Mr. Ossifer. Telling the false.
Quality forgery.
He's telling he's telling falsitudes.
Falsitudes is such a fun thing. Falsitudes.
It's not a thing.
TV's Travis, I have no idea what I was gonna say at the start of the show. We how about this? I forgot what it was, and Steven forgot to ask me what it was.
I remembered. I just thought you would say it if you knew. I wasn't gonna So quality podcasting is going. What was the thing you were going to say? And then you wait, and then they're like, right at the beginning of the show. You can take it in the middle, but right at the beginning, you got to come out.
That's what she said!
You got to come out swinging right at the beginning. You want your show to be like a bottle rocket. No. What do you want it to be? Like a roller? No. A log flume. You want it to collect. You want it. No, what do you like? The Hulk roller coaster, the one where you go, and
I've never been on the Hulk roller coaster.
It turns your brain inside out. It's the worst. It's the worst roller coaster. It's the greatest. It's terrible.
Scream in your heart, Steven.
Yeah.
Scream in your heart.
Oh yeah, I don't want to let any of my virus out. freaking virus. I'm gonna punch it in the face when I see it.
There's this chick. There's this chick, and she said she was exposing the scientific community. She's like, why are they not letting people go to the beach? There's healing microbes at the beach. And if you wear a mask, you're breathing your own expression of the virus. You're making yourself sick. And I'm like, you don't, it's not a, this isn't like the 17th century. Like, flies don't spontaneously create maggots. Like, you don't spontaneously create COVID because you're wearing a mask. Like, it's not in you and you express it and then breathe it, you dumb shit. I don't know where that came from.
It was a good rant. You did well just then. Did I forget about brain-eating amoebas? Like, doesn't like 2 people every year get a brain-eating amoeba from the lake? You just, I don't even know. How does, so...
What? Why? Yes, but why?
I don't know. I'm lost in trying to find the special section. Jacob gave us a special section, and I was trying to prep it while you're telling your story. So, yeah, I was kind of not listening that well.
Okay.
But then...
that makes me feel better, because I was just like, I didn't... What are you talking about?
You were hilarious. No, because you said your mask, breathing it over and over is you breathing your own germs, and they were just crackpot silliness. But what I was trying to do is figure out what Drink 2020 would be, and I went to the article, and I don't know how to find what people said.
I'm real annoyed at the sound that keeps playing. Moonshine brewed in a prison toilet.
Wait, what? Where are you finding the answer to this? Because I don't see it.
Scroll down. It's tweet. Shut up, lady! I don't want you talking to me because I clicked on your damn page. Shit.
I can't see it. I just see a gallery of like art that says "Don't touch your face." You're gonna have to read the special section. I don't have a darn clue. It's not there.
Probably because your pop-up blocker blocked every obnoxious piece of shit on this site.
Smashy! This my pop-up blocker says 101 on that one web page alone.
And there's music, and I'm like, found a shotgun. Moonshine brewed in a prison toilet. A water bottle filled with vodka, but you were told it's water. That's stupid.
That's dumb. That's stupid.
A Harvey Wallbanger? Was ist das?
What's a Harvey Wallbanger? I've heard of that before. Is that that band? Is that the I'm not sick, yeah, but I'm not well?
It would be the kind they set on fire, but the fire never gets extinguished and it burns the whole bar down.
Harvey Wallbanger.
A king cobra taped to each hand, constantly being refilled. Don't know what a king cobra is.
Don't know what that is either. So, okay, Jacob, the special section this week is actually in our not cocktail drinkers, so we're not going to know what most of these are.
Okay, Purell on the beach, that's funny, and orange juice and vodka following a brushing of the teeth.
That's a screwdriver. I know what that is. Orange juice and vodka is a screwdriver. What's a blue motorcycle?
Shit, I don't know.
I knew a guy who drank blue motorcycle, and it always sounded cool to me. I told Stephanie she needs to get into cocktails because she likes chemistry, and that's like basically chemistry, but more people can have fun with it. So I said, you need to start getting into it, and I can buy you liquors. Yeah.
She should open a speakeasy. Zafo said a Harvey Wallbanger, ounce of vodka, 4 ounces of OJ, and a half ounce of
guano. Half ounce of guano.
Like,
guano is bat poop.
Wasn't he a hitman for the mob?
Yeah. I like to have a half ounce of Galliano too. Harvey Galliano.
Everything in the well.
Oh, really? Blue motorcycle's a big thing, huh? Like a Baltimore Zoo.
You can't just say words.
Mashy, this is what he and Stephanie do. You'll be like, Stephanie, what is, like, let's use something simple just as an example. Stephanie, what is H2O? Oh, well, it's just, it's 2 hydrogens and an oxygen. Oh, well, I know that, but what is it? What do you mean? You have to, like,
water.
Pry it out of them for them to go, oh, water. Oh, water. Okay. Thank you for that explanation. I was like, one day I was talking to her, I said, Stephanie, they started using dexamethasone, some medicine on this on coronavirus, and it's showing some good improvement. She's like, well, duh, that makes sense. And I was like, why does that make sense? It's a steroid. I mean, that would work. And I'm like, what?
Why?
Where were
How?
you? Where were you 3 months ago when they were trying to figure out how to treat it? Miss, it's obvious dexamethasone would work.
They didn't ask me.
They didn't ask me. I'm retired. I'm a stay-at-home mom now. They should have just employed more pharmacists, clearly, and they would have had this thing licked. But no, it's stupid. I want more. Y'all make me these drinks tomorrow. I need them. Kelly says they've been using steroids the whole time, which makes sense because steroids cure people and make you stronger and shrink your testicles.
The one guy was it Jacob, was it steroids he was using in a nebulizer, and he said he's had lots of success with that.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. We read that on the show. That he was inhaling a steroid. An inhaled steroid was helping. I think that like albuterol is a steroid, right? That's what you do when you got asthma.
Stay the fuck at home for 6 weeks. Let the virus go the way of the dodo, and then we can all go get our effing haircut. You selfish bastard pork fucking a-holes.
I had to clip that. I had to, and I want to use that as a H&H PSA.
Like across the board, they're like, if people would just stay the fuck home for 6 weeks, just give me. We've been home for 6 months. It would be a tenth of that. Ah!
Hey, but that economy, man. How about that economy, right? Am I right?
Yes, it's
I mean, look, I know 1.2 million people applied for unemployment for the first time last week, but look, the point, we got the points, baby. We got the points. My wealth is growing. I'm being facetious. I don't own any stock. But man, let me tell you. Nobody owns anything. Your number's just a digit. It could go away at any time. Cashless society. Look out, everybody. The government owns you.
I'm not selfish, but I need that big haircut. I cut my hair at home, and so does Jacob. So does everybody I know.
I just and it's gone. That's what I do. Easy peasy. Easy.
Ace, tell your mom to be like, Mom, cut my hair. To give me a bowl cut like they did in the 90s.
Yes. Now's the time to do stupid stuff with your hair. You can't see anybody anyway. Might as well. Oh, my word, Ashley. I get to read the next story. This is mine and no one else's, and I'm taking it from you.
Hallelujah! Holy shit!
Man steals massive dildo from sex shop, and he's still at large.
Whoa!
Oh, that's great. This one's courtesy of Adam of Geekheim, who is amazing, and we love him. Thank you, Adam. A masked thief was still at large after he casually exited a Las Vegas adult store in broad daylight with a 3-foot, 40-pound dildo hoisted onto his shoulder. Now, if you're not sure what a dildo is...
40 pound?
Yeah, a dildo is basically a bazooka. Not a dildo's not a bazooka. It'd be cool if that'd be a wild-looking army weapon. You'd be have people running.
I wonder if that's what he's going to do the photo up with.
A dildo's a penis. I'm not going to show it on screen. You guys can Google it yourself if you want to see it.
I want to see a 40-pound penis.
Well, go for it. Don't we all? I mean, I see one like every day, but it's no big deal. Whatever.
Shut up.
40-pound wiener. Like, what would you even do with that? It's a floor model. It's not one you, like, hold. Yet, like, what are you even doing with that thing? What do you do? I'd dress it up.
He's wearing a mask, so props.
I'd put I'd put a top hat on it and like a pair of glasses.
I'd put it in my front yard and be like, F the government.
Just like put it in the ground.
So it's Caucasian wiener and it's got a huge vein. I mean, you would have to support that kind of rigidity.
Yeah. There's no way that's staying upright without you basically losing consciousness. I have no more blood to work all of my parts.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll
He
let you read now.
he just picked it up and walked out with it. Laura, a store employee who declined to give her last name, told the HuffPost, "Please don't use my last name. I don't want my parents to know I work at a sex shop in Vegas." TMZ, a world-renowned, trustworthy reporting agency, which obtained surveillance footage of the July 14th theft at the Deja Vu Love Boutique in Las Vegas, reported that the man stuffed the stolen phallus into his car and made a clean getaway. How do you do? Would you put it in the trunk or the back seat? Like if you were going to steal a 40-pound, 3-foot long
I would
dildo?
put it in the front seat with the hat on and sunglasses.
That would probably... You could get away with it. Hey, then he would look like that dude from that stupid article we read the other day. You just put a fake beard on him, and then he looks like a penis. Hello. I have opinions about why you should vote. I'm a penis.
So, would you like to tell them about that?
Oh, no, I don't. I will not.
Such and such out of office. Nuff said.
The truth is, I do, but I'm not. Because this story is the story we're going to talk about right now. Weekend at Penis. Oddly Normal one nailed it. It dances when you play music. It tries to take you to the treasure.
You brought it up.
I'm just telling you.
Get it?
I don't think Kelly meant that, but that's a good joke. Banger guns. Laura said the stolen good is actually a sex toy named Moby that retails for $1,250. If the Moby Dick.
Oh,
Moby.
well, I didn't get that
Boom.
one. This is the best article.
They should have named it Ishmael and made you have to be a lot more intelligent to figure it out.
Oh, what Queequeg?
Queequeg. That would have been a better name for it. Queequeg.
How do you even spell that?
Who was a
Queequeg.
cannibal but didn't eat anybody on the boat? I never really understood that. Like, was he a former cannibal? Was he be into Cannibals Anonymous and was like, I don't eat people anymore?
Well, maybe it was just like you can be a cannibal, but like I eat hamburgers, but I don't eat hamburgers all the time. Like, does being a cannibal mean you only eat people ever?
That's a good question. Like, you'll eat. You're comfortable eating people if you had to, kind of cannibal.
Or just like, like every once in a while, I would like a human liver versus I constantly eat human flesh like a rabid zombie.
Like eating like we eat a hamburger. It's more like you have a filet mignon sometimes on special occasions.
Yeah.
You'll have yourself a filet mignon. So you're like, hey Bob, your foot's looking pretty tasty today. You want to let me borrow it?
Well, okay, so if you were a cannibal, am I not saying cannibal right, Ace?
No, it's cannibal. Cannibal. Cannonball. Yeah.
Yeah. If you were a cannonball, what would you eat? I know, Travis, I was thinking about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I copied the whole definition. Okay.
You're real hung up on the pronunciation there.
I don't like pronouncing things incorrectly. But yeah, what would you eat from like if you were just like, okay, if I was gonna cannibalize somebody, I would eat this.
Oh no. You ever read the book Alive?
Nope, never gonna.
You shouldn't, because they describe in great detail how they ate the dead. And none of it sounds appetizing, to be quite honest. I don't think if you held a gun to my head and said, what part of this person do you want to eat? I'd be like, none of it. Just shoot me. Just shoot me dead. I'd rather be dead than eat that person. Donner Party.
I mean,
of 4.
if I was gonna die, I would probably eat somebody.
I mean, sure. If you're in, let's say you like the movie Alive, the movie book, real life thing. You crash in the Alps, and your plane goes down, and there's like 8 of you and 10 dead people. You'd probably eat the dead people. You're probably right. I would rather survive, but I don't know what I would eat. I mean,
well, so here's the real question: what if it was like Life of Pi style, and you had to actively kill somebody to stay alive?
I don't know. Ooh, that's a trick. I want to sit here and go, I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could do it. I think murdering someone is so. As long as logical control brain's intact, I can't do it. But let's say lizard brain takes over, I might be able to. I might have to. And it'd probably be in defense. They'd probably try to kill me, and then I'd have to kill them to keep them from killing me. You know what I mean?
That, yeah.
They'd probably succeed at killing me.
Yeah,
but...
Kelly's like, I think you and Kelly would like go defensive, especially if it was over kids. Jacob and I'd be like, we're gonna eat that person because he's the less like we don't like him.
Which one of them is the biggest? You know? I mean, like, I would rather eat The Rock than Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart couldn't feed as many people. But The Rock is like a Brahma bull. He's huge. Lots of meat. You know?
Those, like, it's all much. Yeah, Og. Yeah, if it's for yourself, maybe not so much, but it's to save a family member, you're going to go God of War on those people.
Probably, yeah. Full on Kratos.
Kratos, boy!
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I want to eat anybody. How did we get from giant penis to eating people?
I don't. Well,
what?
Some people eat wiener, so.
They do. Yeah. Bunch of wiener eaters up in here. So, yeah, anyway. There's a big old penis on the run. Go ahead and grab that.
Monkey, welcome.
Poor Monkey Bananas. This is just what we are.
It's never a good time to join the show.
Anytime someone walks in, you're just, our show is that door you open, you're like, what's in here? And then you just see, like, there's, like, naked people running in circles. There's people drinking tea. There's, like, you know, people swinging from the ceiling on a chandelier. You're like, never mind. I'll go somewhere else.
This is not. Nope.
This is not what I thought it would be. I'll be back. There's no naked people here. I'm trying to come up with an absurdity, like aristocrats level gross room. That's basically what this is, but not quite that bad. I don't know what we are. We're somewhere in there. Anyway,
cocaine, wiener, and cannibals.
WTF. Cocaine Wiener Cannibals was my Fine Young Cannibals cover band. She drives me crazy. Ooh, ooh. They had one song. What's your favorite one hit?
Okay, Sam.
What's your favorite game with Luigi in it? What's your favorite one-hit wonder song, or a one-hit wonder song that comes to mind that you enjoy?
Steven, you can't ask me music questions. My music is
Du Hast is one-hit wonder. Oh,
no,
see, Travis said "Take on Me." That's a good one. It's a real good one.
Okay, I feel like a lot of those would be like 80s songs.
Yeah, they would have to be.
You up.
Tainted Love. Come on, Eileen.
I feel like Come on, Eileen is kind of gross when you listen to the lyrics. Safety dance.
Yes.
Man, you guys all have these like.
Yeah. We danced to Safety Dance at my wedding. That was one of the songs that had to be on the listing.
Your wedding was so much fun. There was so much dancing.
It was the best. I never danced. I've danced all over the place at my wedding. It was amazing. So good. What? I asked that question not really even knowing what mine would be. I was just thinking about it. I really like Closing Time by Semisonic was pretty great. I remember listening to that a lot.
Makes me think of The Office.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I don't like that one.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. What's that dude? Semi-Charmed Life by the dude who's like a pedophile, but people don't know. Never gonna give you up. Who let the dogs out?
The Greatest American Hero. Third
Eye Blind.
What's the Pumped Up Kicks song?
Oh, what are those guys' names? What are the Phoenix Feathers, the flabbergasted followers,
Foster the People.
I was so close. Ooh, Feel Good Incorporated.
But I don't like the actual one. I like a cover of it by another band that's real slow. But I don't like any of their other stuff.
You know what song I really liked? It's not a one-hit wonder.
Teeth.
Who? Three Teeth?
Yeah.
Are they from West Virginia? I beat Ace to it.
Nice.
I beat it. I did it. I think I would pick, so not really a one-hit wonder, but a popular song by a band that didn't have other mainstream popular songs, and that would be "Where Is My Mind" by the Pixies.
Oh, that one's
Love that.
good.
I love. Most people
I
don't
like
know
that one.
any other
I like
Pixie
every
songs.
cover of that one too.
Every cover, like the weird haunting piano covers.
Yes.
The
Emily Brown did one that
Emily
I really
Browning from
Browning.
from
There you
what's it called? What's that movie called? Travis, was it called Sucker Punch. Sucker
There
Punch.
you go.
I liked Sucker Punch, even
Do
though
you really?
I got bored towards the end because it was very video gamey. It was like, got to get through this
Yeah.
level to get this
Yeah.
item, and then this level. By the time they're fighting on the train, I'm kind of falling asleep. But I thought it was visually entertaining. It was weird as all get out. It was all style, no substance.
It was crushing.
Good way
it
to
was
put it.
absolutely crushing. I feel like this is the most crushing movie ever. Like, I get to the end and I just want to cry.
But it looked cool. It was like fun to watch, but it didn't have anything to grab onto that you could really like. This is great, you know. Like, it was kind of like the Water Boy. You know, they tell the Water Boy to imagine somebody he doesn't like, and like he sees people he doesn't like and takes them out. That's kind of like what this was, except when she was dancing, she like punched people and stuff, or like
Yeah.
distracted.
Well, I mean,
people
she was
to
getting
get things.
raped, which is super fun.
Oh, is that what that was? No
Yes!
wonder. No wonder people don't like Zack Snyder. Like, I get it now. He does a lot of that stuff, which is no
And then
good.
they lobotomize her at the end. Like, she's trying to escape mentally. She's getting raped the entire time by this like stupid ring of people, and then they lobotomize her so she can't tell on them. It's
Oh
awful.
boy, I can't wait for the Snyder cut of Justice League where they put back in the rapey stuff.
Yeah, plush. Yeah, Steve's like, there's no substance, and I'm like, but it's yeah.
Well, it's because it was so like undertoned. I'm just like, I'll eat my popcorn. Look at this.
Oh yeah, I've watched it twice and I can't watch it again. I'm just like, this is so like, it's fantastic on the surface, but yeah,
Mhm.
it's crushing. It's super
Yeah,
crushing.
speaking of crushing and where you're going to be in about 30 minutes if we don't keep up rolling, we got a story to read.
Okay. Nope, that's the video.
Man's bladder explodes after holding in pee for 18 hours after a beer binge. Thank you, Jacob. It's like, you know.
You like what I did? I said you're going to be there if we don't get going.
I thought you meant because like the baby needed to drink or something.
No, your baby's fine. He'll be fine.
And then he's asleep on Jacob. Of course he's fine. He would sleep 20 hours a day if somebody would wear him. In an incident that redefines sleeping it off, a Chinese man's bladder burst when he unknowingly held his pee in for 18 hours after binging on booze. How do you unknowingly? Like, I would piss my pants.
This is accidentally leaving the Orlando commune with your other basketball team to go get a burger from McDonald's. Like, this is the same thing. You accidentally forgot to pee. What?
Oh.
This is stupid. How do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know how you could.
No, I feel like you should be well aware of your bladder's condition before you have
Especially if you're passed out drunk, like you would just, wet yourself, right?
Why would your bladder? It seems like the path of least resistance is out your urethra.
He probably stuck something up his wiener
Ooh,
and
probably
didn't want
did.
to tell anybody.
Yeah, pipette from the chemistry lab.
Yeah. What was it the other week we read that somebody shoved a light bulb up his wiener or something?
Yeah, like a really weird thing in there. How do you even do that? Pee hole's not big.
Swizzard. The 40-year-old man identified as Mr. Hugh.
Mr. Hugh?
I don't know the Chinese alphabet. Sorry. Reportedly fell asleep after downing 10 bottles of beer during a heavy drinking session the night prior. 10 bottles of beer. I had a friend who would pound 10 bottles of beer every night.
Yeah, that's not impressive. Come to America, I'll show you what drunk is.
I guess it depends on the beer too.
Yeah.
Without heeding nature's call once, after experiencing searing abdominal pains, the logged soul reported to the Suji, I suck. People's Hospital in Eastern China, where a CT scan revealed that his bladder was torn in 3 places. The pee-induced pain was so intense that Hugh was unable to lie flat, and he failed to relieve himself of his massive urine reservoir despite several attempts.
He had to have a problem. Like, this is like,
Yeah.
he's got to need a catheter or something, like, on the regular. This isn't normal. Or he had a kidney stone blocking something big time.
Oh, one of the holes had ruptured toward the patient's abdominal cavity and forced part of his intestines to spill into the bladder.
Oh no.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Oh.
My dad, if there's one thing I'll remember from my dad forever, he said, never, ever, ever, ever drive with a full bladder. He goes, if you have to pull on the side of the road, if you have to pull over in traffic, he goes, go pee. Don't, he's like, because you can get into a fender bender and it will rupture your bladder. And he said, it will kill you.
Because all the pee leaks out into your system.
Or your guts fall into your bladder. So Hugh is great. He had surgery. He's been released from the hospital and he's made a complete recovery. So he's good though.
Yeah, which is important because this is Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. We wouldn't want to report on it if he was like dead.
We know that's for those episodes. See like 1 through 50.
1 through 8. We stopped doing dead people at 8.
You were like, so I listened to last night's show and we sound like assholes.
We like a couple sadistic butts. You know what? I think more people should do podcasts just to get to hear themselves announce opinions about things. Like, I really think that if you say stuff out loud and you go back and listen to it, you might be like, well, that sounds kind of stupid the way it came out. Maybe I should reconsider that. I swear, podcasting has helped me get a better handle on my own perception of myself because I have to listen to these off-the-cuff comments over and over again just to see, like, how's the audio quality? Why did I say that? That's stupid. That didn't work. You know what I mean? I think people would do good.
I did that when I was in law school and I was running for class president. I would record myself and listen to my speech.
Cool
but
story,
I don't
bro.
listen to my own podcast. Well, I was just.
Have you ever listened to this show? Like ever?
No.
Like,
I'll listen to the clips because the clips, like when everybody puts clips up, I'm like, these are funny.
Those are the good parts. You have to listen to the parts that aren't good. They're clips because they're great magical nuggets of awesome.
I'm gonna listen to the not good parts, Steve. I don't have time for that shit.
I feel like that's the only way you get better is by listening to yourself and go, that was stupid. I'll never do that again.
You're completely correct. However, my boredom index is very low.
You're here just
and if
to
I
show
feel
up.
like I feel like I've heard something before. Okay, so this thing that I do, and like if I have to watch a YouTube video, like if I have to watch it again to figure out where I was watching it, like say the YouTube app closed and I've got a baby and I'll like scroll through it, and if I can't find where I was quickly enough, I just won't watch it.
You just give up.
I'm just like, I've already heard all this.
Yeah, I've been there before. And I don't want to see this again.
Yeah, so like Jacob's like, hey, I want to watch that series with you. I'm like, shit.
I have to watch it all over.
I'm like, maybe you could go smoke a cigar and watch it in your man cave outside.
See, Stephanie will do it, but she says she doesn't mind. I don't know if that's true, but she'll be like, so I watched half of the season 2 of Mrs. Maisel. And I'm like, you watched Mrs. Maisel without me? What's wrong with you?
She always did that. She'd be like, well, I watched all the Sailor Moons without you. And, you can watch them. They're good. I'm like,
you watched them without me.
Was to bond, you cat.
Yeah, you know how many season 2 episodes of Miss Maisel I've watched? 0, because it's not as fun when you're not discovering it with somebody.
Yep.
Like, I guess I'll just watch it by myself. Since you're
like
not
6 years down the road, you'll go to watch it, be like, you know what, I never got to, and then you won't remember anything. You'll be like, F it, I'm done.
I remember everything. It sucks. Because I'll go back and want to play an adventure game I played like 15 years ago, and there is a pretty good chance I remember most of it. And I'm like, dag nabbit. Because the hard puzzles are the ones you remember. Like, the easy ones are always going to be easy. But the hard ones that you struggled with are going to be the ones that stick. Because you're like, That puzzle took me 2 days to figure out, and now it takes me 3 seconds because I hated it so much. It's just
I like
fun.
puzzles. I like labyrinths. I want my yard to be a labyrinth.
Okay, Jacob, get on that. Oh, by the way, water activities this weekend. If y'all want to come over,
Yes. Are
We're
we gonna
doing-
do? Can there be balloons filled?
I don't
with
have any water balloons.
Amazon does.
Yeah, probably. But I'm building a platform for. We're getting a 10 by. I think it's a 10 by 6 inflatable pool, but the backyard's not level, so I'm gonna try to build a little platform to put it on, so that it can be level. And then we have the sprinklers out there and the zip line, so you get on the zip line and fall into the pool. And I'm really
Tell
excited
everybody
about
what
that.
you did.
I felt like you guys. Okay. Visualization. There's a zip line, and where we don't have any kind of pool right now, Sam's got like a little baby wading pool kind of thing. It's like 3 feet wide, but it's the most fun thing we have right now. Thank you, Oddly Normal One, for the suggestion to go play outside in the water hose, because it's been great. For Sam wants to do it every day. So we fill up the little wading pool, put it under the zip line. I was like, this will be great. We can fall off the zip line into the little wading pool. Sam kind of goes over it and lets the sprinklers hit him and all that, and it's really fun. Well, Dad wanted to do it too. And the zip line we have is not super high off the ground because I have a 5-year-old. He, if he falls off, I don't want him to die. And it only holds up so much weight.
Right now.
So I hold on to it, and it obviously droops quite a bit. So I get on it, and I ride across, and I can lift my feet to get above the wading pool and then drop into it. I'm like, I'm gonna do this awesome thing. I'm gonna zip. I'm gonna drop off and whatever. Okay, that's a cool idea. But we have this rope hanging from the zip line with a wooden block on it. So Sam can kind of like hold onto the rope, jump and sit on the block and go down the zip line. When I do it, I don't sit on the block or else my butt drags the ground. So I just grab a hold of the handles and go. When I dropped off the zip line, you guys, into that water, I was so happy until all of the bent up tension from the wire snapped the zip line back up, and along with it, the wooden block attached to the rope hit me directly in the eyeball. Shwapow! With the force of just just this whole bruise, like it just hit me like right. I saw white and I tasted blood and metal, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dead. And I opened my eyes like, can I see? Can I see? Can I see? Yes, good news. I can still see. And Sam's like, Daddy, go get the zip line. It got away from you. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, must be tough for child. I'm getting it, Sam. That thing popped me in the face. And he just doesn't even care. But it was the greatest. And I would do it again. I would just take the thing off. I wanted to film it too.
Sorry. Steven came over and he was like, he had this little spot right here. I was like, what's that? He goes, I jumped into the pool. And then what happened, Steven?
And well, then
Nothing.
I got hit in the face. That's what happened.
It was so good.
But yeah.
Now
So
everybody's like talking about country roads in the chat. They had like the when you play Spotify on your TV, they have like facts about the song. And I remember like what wasn't John Denver like it was the hot no, never mind. That was wrong. It was Let It Snow. And they wrote it in Vegas during the hottest day of the year, like in July. That's what that was. I knew. Okay, never
wasn't
mind.
it Country Roads
False
and John
alert.
Denver? No, it was Let It Snow in Vegas. What the devil? For a long time, I thought John Denver was from Colorado simply because his last name was Denver, and he has that song Rocky Mountain High, which Rocky Mountain High. That's the only part I know. So it's telling Stephanie that there's a few songs I only know one line of because back when I was a kid, they used to have those advertisements of the compilation albums, and they would scroll all the songs that were on it. But they would only play like the song that was yellow is the one that they would play. So the yellow text, they would play like a 2-line snippet at best. So there's like the only Milli Vanilli song I know is Blame It on the Rain. And the only part I know is Blame It on the Rain. Because that's what would scroll past.
Oh,
It's the same thing. we love the 70s or whatever, golden earrings, radar love. I only knew the one part in the chorus. She got the thing that they call radar love. And then that's all I knew because that was the only part. And the rest of that song actually sucks. And that's the only part that sounds good. Come at me.
Is that why they played
Golden
it?
Earring fans, I guess.
Now we just go to Spotify and mix our own compilations. Can you
Yeah.
I wonder if I made your Spotify playlist to express our love.
Do people still make mixtapes, but they do it in
I don't
Spotify?
know.
Radar Love is not a great driving song. It has that one killer melody right in the middle. It's like Hurricane, the Rock Me Like a Hurricane. That song sucks. That song sucks. The only good part of it is the chorus. That's it. If you want good driving music, go listen to Boston.
It has a driving bass line.
Bass line, not bass.
I have a German buddy, and with Stephanie and I used to send him video recordings and stuff, and we called him a bass face because he really likes heavy bass music. And it was an email, and he sent a recording back, and he wrote back, and he's in his super heavy German accent English. He goes, "I'm not a bass face." I'm like, yes,
bass face.
bass face.
So sub who is our resident 20-year-old who knows what the kids are into says that Spotify mixtapes are 10,000% a thing.
I had to count the zeros.
Yeah, so a lot of people in his high school wouldn't consider a relationship official until there was a playlist or two. Dude, we didn't have official. We just had would you like to date me? Yes, I would like to date you. And then before you even knew, you told your friends, the whole freaking school would know that you were dating. I don't even know how that
They would know
worked.
a week before you knew.
Yeah, what the big thing with us was you would be on AOL Instant Messenger and somebody would be sitting with the person you're talking to and you wouldn't know. Stephanie and Felicia. I would talk to Stephanie, be like, do, we're friends chatting or whatever. And Felicia was sitting there, had no idea. I thought it was just Stephanie talking. That's the breach of trust. I could have said something stupid, which is likely. It's very likely that I would have said something stupid. But anyway.
I feel like when you knew you were dating someone, when you made out during a basketball game in somebody's van.
Is that what you did? We never made out on the school grounds. I don't think I ever made out with Stephanie on the school grounds.
That's because you guys are pure.
Nope. I was too worried we'd get beat with a stick if we hugged. But it did it anyway.
I would do stuff just to make sure that they could suck my butt. Not in the van, but the teachers.
Not in the van. You guys, that's it for the show today. You're amazing. Everybody's awesome. I hope you had a good time. I hope you've had a wonderful week. If you enjoyed the show, review it, man. That'd be cool. If you didn't enjoy the show, go somewhere else with your time. What are you doing here? Follow us on Twitter. I'm Steve H&H. Ashley's Fate Kills, PHATE Kills. You can tip us if you'd like, just to say thanks for being funny on the internet for a couple hours at twodorks.net/tip, or join our Patreon, patreon.com/twodorks. You could be a part of the wonderful folks like Hammer Dwarf and Og and Adam of Geekheim and Oddly Normal One and moms everywhere.
Moms everyone, supported by H&H, except the exact opposite.
That list of patrons is getting longer, so I feel like every week I'm playing that. I'm going on a picnic and I'm taking an apple, a piece of bacon, a carrot. It just gets every week. I'm like, oh gosh, I got to remember all these names. I should write them down. Are they in the credits? We're about to find out. We're going to leave you guys with these words of wisdom from the great Stoic Marcus Aurelius. We ought to do good to others as simply as a horse runs, or a bee makes honey, or a vine bears grapes season after season without thinking of the grapes it has borne. So just be awesome, y'all. Be excellent to each other. And we'll see you next time, right here on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades.